And a midweek treat, man. I could not be any happier to welcome in friend of the program, friend in real life, Raiders legend, the whole shebang, Adam Johnson, who a lot of you guys know from seeing him run around the sidelines, gets a lot of airtime doing that as a member of our top-notch equipment staff. But today we talked to Adam Johnson of the Paseo Verde Little League greatness, I think is the best way to say it. Like, talk about the run you guys have been on. So, Adam, let's begin here, right? We were talking before we started rolling that we are now one win away from entering the U.S. Championship. Do I have that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, so let's just go back a little bit. When you flew into Pennsylvania, however long ago it was, like, what are you thinking on that plane ride? Are you like, what are we doing here?
I mean, it's pretty neat, obviously, being a Raider. I've flown charter a lot just with the team, but so out of San Bernardino, they put 3 teams on a plane, the Maui team, the Northwest team from Seattle, and our team on a full size plane. There's 50 people. You're flying, you get a brown bag lunch and go. And I mean, this place is magical, Eddie. All the pinch me moments, the fact that we're still here, and we've played baseball well, and even the experience itself, all these teams that didn't win a game, there was only 10 teams left when we got here. And that speaks to it. So first thing we did is set our bags down and we asked for a tour. So they walked us around both stadiums, and it's surreal.
And you're probably in such a unique position too, man, where you've you and I and the rest of the people here have had so many incredible experiences, right? You go to all these NFL stadiums. We've played abroad. We've done the Mexico City thing. We've done the London thing. Like, we've been so far. We've gone to Lambeau, all these historic places. But I imagine that, being in the position that you are right now with the team, and like you said, there's something a little magical in the air there. Like, what's it like going through like a game day now as the manager of the squad?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that they're like, what? They're telling us what time we have to warm up and how we have to warm up and where are we going to warm up. And so for me, I'm like, yeah, you're dealing with the networks now, and I think my background helps with a little of that. But we've adopted to the things that they've done here, and like you said, I've been all over the world really watching football, and to be at this place and to watch it's a kids game and to watch kids be able to play it and enjoy it, and meet people from around the world. It's a global sport. There's 10 international teams here, so our team's gotten the chance to interact with the Japanese players and the Canadians and Australia, and so it's been really neat. And Little League does an amazing job. I mean, the field is immaculate. Zach Longenecker would be proud of the work the grounds crew does here. I sent him a picture the other day, and he's a PA guy anyway. So it's everything here is first class. They take care of the kids, and it's like you said, I've been all around the world working in pro sports, and to see this through the kids' eyes, I think they necessarily don't have the perspective that we do as adults, but it's special even for us.
I'm glad you brought the kids. So I want to get in the nitty-gritty, brother. Let's get a scouting report on the squad right now. It was pretty cool yesterday. We were, I don't know if Danny Moe or any of the guys texted you, but, the game is on the meal room, right? And it just kind of coincides with the lunch hour. And the first time that, we see your face, you get a nice little round of applause, but then
nice.
Final out, dude. Eruption, right? Nice little round. It was really, really cool to see everyone just dialed in watching the game. But speaking of, I want to know about the kids, man. Like, what does the team do well? Obviously, you got some big dog pitchers that have been carrying the weight, but what's the squad looking like? What are you guys bringing to the table?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about these kids. A lot of what they've done has been team oriented. I'll start at the top of the order. If you got a quick minute, I'll just run through them all. Caleb Gomez, outstanding center fielder, leadoff hitter, comes up yesterday, bunts a guy over to second base. And then, Russ McGee hits second for us. He's a pitcher, plays short, phenomenal defense. He had a couple home runs in our district tournament. And then Wyatt Erickson, opened the game for us on Thursday, and he's a phenomenal pitcher. He's been pounding the ball out here. Oliver, my son, hits cleanup, and he's got the ability to run into some. He's got a couple knocks already here. And then, Noah Latalu, big lefty, the one lefty we have, really patient at bat yesterday. Knew the situation, understood. We had to get the next guy up, get him in anyway. Bases loaded, 2 outs, didn't try to do too much, took a walk. Then our 6-hitter, Parker Soranaka, is might be the smallest guy in this whole tournament, but he plays bigger than anyone I've seen. His backbone is tremendous. He's outstanding catcher defensively. Number 7 hitter is Dominic Lano, plays right field for us, holds it down out there. He's got some pop. He's hit a ton of balls hard this summer. Then we got line drive Jimmy Foss. Is my buddy started calling him because all he does is produce. He came up well. Luke Lentz has had an awesome tournament for us here. Plays some left field, and then you've got Liam Sparks. He measured in at 6 feet, so he might be the biggest kid here. We got Parker, who might be the smallest, and Liam, who might be the biggest, but he's been a fantastic teammate. And then hitting 11th for us is Gunnar Godin. You saw what he did yesterday, his ability to pitch inside and trust Parker back there. And then Gunnar Baranek plays second base for us, and we have him in a spot that we feel like he can turn the lineup over. And if he gets on base, good things happen. He made an outstanding instinct baseball play yesterday. Ground ball to Oliver kind of had a funky spin to it. And I don't know why he was there or what he was doing, but I'm glad he was. It's pure instinct, and he made a play. But, all 12 of these kids have committed Eddie to each other. And that to me has been the coolest part. Because, when you're in sports, you see what teams are made of. And there's no I guys here. They understand that we all have a role, and the only job they can do is their own. And they've definitely bought into the 12 is one mantra that we've established. So it's just been incredible to watch this group play well and play for each other. They really, really do play for each other at all times.
We love to see the we, not me guys, right? We love the we guys. The we guys are the best. But Adam, do you think the kids, and I mean this in the best way, do you think it registers to them how big of a deal this is? They're on ESPN. You know what I mean? It's the game. They get the thing after them is Sports Center.
Yeah, the crazy part is we played our regional game, and after our first regional game, we didn't play well, and we lost. We lost 7-1, and there were some real tears from these guys, and I think that helped establish. And the hard part for us as coaches, we felt like they didn't play well, and we felt like they were capable of this. The cool part is I'm not kidding you. I think before their laundry's in, they're already watching the replay of the game on their phones, or people are sending them clips, and they are on Sports Center. They're in the big moment, and look, they haven't been given anything. These kids have earned it all. Some of them 4 summers practicing 4 days a week in 110-degree heat while their buddies are in a water park or doing whatever. And they've sacrificed for this. And I think the moment's not lost on them. And they enjoy playing together. That's the coolest part. The one thing for me as a coach is, we've only got, even if it goes great, we got 5 days left as a team. We got a couple games. So it's awesome to watch. And I do think it's not lost on them. We had a family barbecue on Friday out here after our first game. And I invited aunts, uncles, cousins, anyone who came to support us. And there was over 80 people there, which is pretty neat that, drop of a hat, they were ready to come support not only their kid, but all the other kids on the team. So it really has become a PV family that I think these boys, that part they understand. I think when looking back on it, there's only been 10,000 kids that have ever played in this event. And to know that they're one of them, and, we've handled business, and we'll be one of the last 3 U.S. teams, regardless how it goes. So that means there's only 36 kids playing Little League baseball still, and these kids from Henderson are 12 of them.
That's awesome, man. What's the coolest text that you've got since you've been out there? I know you're a man. Look, you're dialed in, so I'm sure some big dogs have wished you well.
Yeah, I think just the overwhelming support from the Raider family, guys who played here 6 or 8 years ago, Richie Incognito sent me a text yesterday after the game. Derek Carr's reached out, Max has reached out, Josh Jacobs, Rich Bisaccia, and then obviously AP has been tremendous. We know who he is. It's hard to be here because I know the work the equipment room is doing. Mo and Bobby and John and Devontae and Nico and all those guys. The hardest part for me is having to be here, knowing what they're doing. But they've been. I get messages from them all the time. Devontae they had our lineup written on the whiteboards. So, I really feel the love. I feel the support. Those guys are family to me. We're around each other so much. And that's the pinch me moment for me is when I get a text from them, and, even in the preseason games, I'm staying up late at night to watch it on my phone because, the Raiders have done so much for me and my family. Mr. Davis, Sandra, Tom Telesco, AP, the list, all the coaches have reached out to me, and I would say, I guess I hadn't thought about one neat one, but it's just an overwhelming support. Even on game day, I'll get hey, good luck. And, I try to get back to everybody, and it's been awesome.
That's super cool, man. Well, this is the first camp you've missed in 15 years, 16? How long is
Shoot. 06 was the first year I interned. So I've been a part of, I've been a part of every camp since '06. So
man, well, let me tell you what, the Danny Moe and Bob and all those guys are doing a great job down there, keeping it rocking and rolling. Everyone looks fresh on game day. Everything looks as it should. So I'm sure they'll be excited to have you back, but they're holding it down. Don't worry about it. But hey, Adam, before I let you go, man, we were talking about it before we started rolling too, and I was joking with my wife last night. I was like, man, I know I'm getting soft now because I got all misty-eyed yesterday when they're doing the slow-mos at the end of the game, and you're dapping the kids up, and you just see like kids being kids and kids having fun. So like for you, and maybe this is a question I'll ask you when you get back here, but like how awesome is it that you get to do this with your son? You know what I mean? Go through this whole adventure.
You're gonna get me, Eddie. Who? My son's worked his tail off to be here. And to watch him, I'm just a little stitious, so I got to be careful about where I stand. Raider game, same thing. But to see him here, to know he's here with his buddies, they really have become a brotherhood of 12, and they've committed, and this is a goal that we've had for years, ever since we moved to Vegas and saw that there was talent, and to watch him live a dream and be a part of it. The one thing I tell him is I'm proud of him every day. He's like, even going back to, people from Alameda Little League are reaching out to me, teammates, parents that he's had that said, oh man, we knew Oliver would be ready for this. We knew, and he is. There's something about the kid that's special, and to watch him be here has been magic. It really has.
Well, the job's not done yet, man. You still got some W's to pull down. So I believe you, and it really feels like the only appropriate way to sign off with you, Mr. Johnson. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. That's the plan.